So, welcome to the day one kickoff call for the January Coach Academy. And I genuinely believe, hand on heart, you guys have got the best opportunity in the whole year as a new coach intake. Yes, we have COVID. Yes, it's very difficult times, but it's a new year and people need what we have to offer and can help them with more than the world has ever needed it. And so really genuinely, hand on heart, we have a role to play. And if you want to pour into your own health and help others mind and body, and you lean into this, I promise you the ability that you have to impact people's lives all across the globe will blow your mind. But that won't happen unless we go all in, unless we take messy action. And that maybe is a quote you might want to just get a pen and write that down right now. If you're a perfectionist, try and sort of park that perfectionist side of your personality, and literally with every turn as a new coach, the more messy action that you can take, the more successful you will be. There is going to be no way as a new coach that anything you do is going to be perfect anyway. We can't learn unless we fail. We can't learn unless we're willing to step into our fear. And it's certainly not going to be perfect. And I genuinely promise you, any coach in my team that's seeing success or is starting to see success or has seen unbelievable success, that is the number one reason they're successful. They don't need to know all the info before they take action. They just do the training and they go, okay, let's give it a go and see what happens. Okay, does not need to be perfect. You'll see with the way that I am as a leader, nothing that I do is perfect. The way that I post sometimes in the team page, there might be a spelling error. I take messy action. That's where I am as a person, but that is really going to serve you. Okay, so I'm just going to start sharing my screen. And just share a presentation with you. So as I said, if you have comments or questions, please do. If you feel like you're going to forget, just pop it in the comment box because I'll come back to it at the end. I'm just going to hit present. I think I've just got quite a lot of screens open. It's taking a little while. So can you just nod your heads to say that you can see that okay? Yeah, okay, perfect. So first of all, I just want you to take a look at this visual. I'm going to send it to you guys in the chat once we finish, but essentially this is everything that I have chatted to you on your initial one-to-one call, okay? Either you've had a one-on-one call with me or you've had a one-on-one call with your coach, and they should have chatted you through this. And it's really to kind of break this thing down. It can be so easy to overcomplicate this business. It can be so easy to overcomplicate the training. But what we do is really simple, okay? So bucket number one, as I said to you guys on the call, the core pillar of what we do is always you. And that's what I love about it. If we're not doing our program as it's meant to be done, i.e. picking a program from Beachbody On Demand, sticking to it and working our way through it, alongside the Ultimate Portion Fix, which also sits within Beachbody On Demand. And I am doing a call actually on Sunday afternoon. That will be morning for you guys in the States. I'll share that with you guys as soon as I have the time. If you haven't yet got to grips with Ultimate Portion Fix, that's going to be a really good call for you to get on. It'll be a Zoom and I'll be running through it. Having your superfood every day and documenting what you're doing, which I'll come on to in a second. The second thing that is really fundamental, obviously, is that you start your training, okay? So this training that I'm doing is going to be once a week, okay? It will be on Monday usually. It's just because we sort of had people coming in a little bit late, so we started on Wednesday, but it will be Monday at 8. So for you guys in the States, it will be the same time as it is now, so 8 p.m. UK time. And the other thing that you're going to do is start moving through the Beachbody Champions training, okay? It's phenomenal training. It's really clear. It's really succinct. It's little bite-sized chunks for video. So in terms of like training format, I love it. And I'm not going to reinvent the wheel because it's fantastic and it's the best training that you're going to get in that respect, okay? So making sure that you're in that page, you need your coach ID if you haven't already given that to get in, which you will get from your back office, which is the coach office, which you will have received an email about from Beachbody as soon as you're enrolled, okay? And the third, and in my opinion, the most fundamental part of this journey is your mindset journey, okay? 95% of your success is going to be determined by your mindset. And I was the girl when I started who was quite an academic, quite a successful corporate career. my coach said to me, we're going to do personal development. And in my head, I said, I don't need any self-help book. Okay. I just thought I was better than that. No one is better than personal development. We all have so many limiting self-beliefs. They're all going to be different. It depends on how we've been brought up, but we all have them. So making sure that you have downloaded either Girl Wash Your Face, or You Are a Badass, or you've ordered it to read and you are physically listening or reading for 15 minutes every single day. And there's never going to be a day as a coach where you go, I've done that, it's done. It's always a growth journey, okay? The growth of the mindset will be what will determine your success, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to talk about kind of from that bucket is the fitness and nutrition. Again, a lot of this I've spoken to you about, but I love to do a presentation so that you've got a visual format to this as well, so that you really do take action on this if you haven't done it already. Because if you honestly start like this and you follow everything that I've laid out, you will start to grow in confidence. It will start to click and you will see success. I promise you that. So take a before photo. If you haven't done that already, a lot of you started on Monday with the 21-day fix. A couple of you are doing different programs, but make sure you take a before photo. You can share that with me for accountability if you want to, but I'm not going to say to you, you have to send it to me. That's really important. And I know for myself as a new coach, that before photo said to me, well, Holly, I've got to make sure that I stick to this now, because I've taken a before photo, and how demoralizing and rubbish is it going to be if I look at these photos in 3 weeks and there's not any change, because actually I haven't really gone all in on the nutrition. I've kind of sort of tried and I've kind of sort of got results. Okay. That phrase is so true. It's a coach in the network, Emily Forver, not Emily Molstad, said that. And she said, if you kind of sort of try, you'll kind of sort of get results. This business is so about that. If you go all in and you go all in and you go all in on the Ultimate Portion Fix and you go all in on your program and you share it, you will get the most unbelievable results, and it is going to be incredibly easy for you to help people, right? They don't trust you yet. And the easiest way that you can build trust is by showing physical proof right now. That is your trust built with people that know you and don't know you with what you're doing, okay? So stick to your workout program like glue. Follow the Beachbody Guide to Nutrition. We're going to follow the Ultimate Portion Fix, okay? The Beachbody Guide to Nutrition is quite basic. My genuine belief is that now we get Ultimate Portion Fix included in all of the packs. You guys need to be leading by example, because of course, as you start to bring people on, they are going to enroll with the same. And if we can't show and know how Ultimate Portion Fix works, which honestly is the simplest nutrition course you'll ever come across, but also something that will serve you for life without having a diet mindset, then you're going to be able to help everybody that comes in replicate. And if we can't help our clients replicate because we haven't done it, we're really not doing our job. So that's really fundamental. And again, for me as a new coach, I was a newly qualified PT. I kind of said to myself, well, I'm not going to want to help anyone. And it's going to feel really phony and icky if I'm asking somebody to do this, but I won't do it myself and I don't know it works. Okay. So that's why you have to go all in, and you will start to feel incredible. Your superfood, it's really fundamental, guys, that you have it every day. I don't know whether you guys have seen the show on Netflix called Down to Earth, with Darren O'Leen and Zac Efron. He is the superfood hunter. Darren O'Leen pioneered Shakeology. So the superfood in that Shakeology is not any additives. It doesn't have any crap in it. It is whole nutritious, over 40 different micronutrients sourced in a really whole way from across the globe. And I'm unbelievably passionate about it. Okay, so it's got prebiotics, probiotics, adaptogens, phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals. And I promise you, hand on heart, if you have this every single day for 2 weeks, in 2 weeks' time, you will turn around and say, I have never felt better. And I'm not just saying it because you can call me out if you don't. But I remember saying, same story. My coach said, have it every day. And I thought, okay, that's going to be, it was actually quite hard, actually. It was quite easy to miss a day. Just make sure it's diarised. You've got a set time in your day, particularly with lockdown. If you're at home with kids, there's a set time in your day. And that's, you set an alarm on your phone now that you're going to have it. Because I promise you, it takes a little while, like a vitamin pill, for those micronutrients to build up and for you to feel the benefits. And if you're flip-flopping, having it one day, missing a day, having it the next day, you're never really going to feel the full benefit, okay? And again, really important that you believe in that. And share your journey, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is not suddenly do, and I think this is the greatest thing that I like to mention on these calls, particularly given that I'm kind of almost 3 years down the track. I think the biggest danger for you guys is you look at my stories and think, oh, okay, well, she does X number of stories, so I should do the same. No, I really don't want you to do the same, because ultimately you're new to this and there's really only so many stories it's necessary to share every day. Obviously, I do my business 4 to 5 hours every day, and this is my, full-time income on part-time hours. And so I share more, but you don't need to do that. And I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed by that. So all I want you to do is do 2 to 3 video clips of your workout each day for your stories, okay? I use an app called Unfold. You might want to write that one down. I think it's free, and I think an upgrade for different fonts is more expensive. Well, the whole thing might be free, but Unfold is incredible. If you've looked at my stories and wonder how I do it, that's how I do it in Unfold, okay? And you're just going to do 3 clips. Now, I'll be honest, when I started as a new coach, I didn't even know how to flip the phone around on video to face me. Like, that's honestly where I started. I had no idea how to do it. So just know that I started exactly where perhaps some of you, hopefully you guys know how to turn the video to camera, but I genuinely didn't. Okay, so what I do, just from a kind of practicality perspective, is I don't like to record my whole workout because it takes up so much space in my phone. So I turn my phone to face me and I have it on video, and actually it's quite good for checking form. And I'll press start and stop between moves. So if I've got a move, I'll hit start, I'll do the move, I'll finish it, I'll hit stop, and then when I finish, I've got these little clips and I select the ones that kind of look the best and that I want to post. So that's how I choose. But 3 video clips max, okay? And then what I want you to do immediately afterwards, because genuinely my belief is it's the best time to start to try talking to camera because you have most energy, is immediately after you have finished your workout. You're just going to talk about how you are feeling as a result of what you're doing, okay, the workout that you've done, and maybe how you felt before. And I'll be honest, when I was a new coach, I found it hard to work out every day. That was quite a commitment for me. It took me a long time to find a routine. So if you're struggling with that, just know that's normal, okay? But again, that accountability to your stories is going to make you show up. So just share, like, maybe how you felt before, particularly with lockdown, like, just get into someone else's shoes. How did you feel before you worked out? Like personally this morning, I didn't want to work out. My son woke me up at 2 a.m. and got into bed, and then my husband was snoring and I really didn't sleep. And then I had to get up to do my workout and I really didn't feel like it. And it was cardio and I was like, oh, this is just the pits. And then I did my workout and I felt great. So I just shared it. So we don't necessarily need to share what we're doing. We need to share what it's doing for us, okay? The benefits, because people are not going to be interested by it's 5 workouts a week, it's 30 minutes a day. They're going to be interested in how you're feeling, where you were then and where you are now. So maybe how you felt before and how you feel now, okay? WIIFM, if you've never heard of that, what's in it for them? No, it's not M, it's T, WIIFT, sorry. So you just really want to think about making sure that you're getting that across once a day. And the workout clips or the video clips, they're 15 seconds long. So really, all that I'm asking you to consistently ask yourself, have I done this every day as a new coach, is share 30 seconds to camera, okay? So everybody has time to do that, no matter how busy you are, okay? So yeah, as I said, video to camera, into your stories on how you're feeling. Again, if you've got any questions on any of this as we go through, just pop it in the comments and I'll come back to it. Personal development, as I said, I think it's probably 95% of your success will be based on your mindset and your personal growth. What we do is help people through social media. And for a lot of us, and certainly for me as a new coach, talking to the camera and sharing what I was doing made me want to be sick. I didn't want my friends and family to see what I was doing. I was so worried about what they thought. I almost didn't do it, but do you know what? I thought, I'm really feeling the benefit of this. And if I can't get over myself, I can't ever help somebody do this too. And this is amazing. So I'm going to have to get over myself. Now, for some of you guys, we've got some people on the call who already post workout videos and already go live, and that's amazing. And you guys are definitely a step ahead, but just know if you're not like that, That's where I came from. And again, people don't believe that because they look at me now and think, well, there's no way you ever were worried about it. And I was. I enjoy it and I love it now. I love sharing what I'm doing, but I definitely didn't in the start at all. This piece is the number one piece and reason why I didn't quit. Okay. The personal development gave me that. Get over yourself, stop worrying about what people think. This is your life, digging into all those limiting self-beliefs that a lot of the time are so far beneath the surface, we don't even realize they're there. We kind of just ignore them, but they hold us back. And they not only will hold you back with your coaching, they will hold you back in all areas of your life. And this is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about helping people being coaches, because it's not only going to help you with your coach business, it will help you in your personal life. It will help you in whatever career or job you already do. It will help you be a better parent, a better mother, a better wife, it's a never ending growth process. And it's amazing. If I compare where I am now as a person to where I was when I started almost 3 years ago, I'm completely different. I had so many insecurities. I was so worried about what people thought. Is this the right thing to do? Would my parents be proud of me doing this? Should I do that? What's X going to and I just don't care or worry about it anymore. And that's because I've reached the point where I'm completely comfortable with who I am. And it's taken me until my 30s to reach that point. And that's because of this. So don't miss this. This is such a fundamental. So the training. So make your way through the Beachbody Champions page training. And the reason why I say 1 unit minimum per day is that what we are trying to do here for you guys is habit stack, okay? And some of you guys might have heard about that. But if we can get you guys to do your workout and document that and showcase a little bit of healthy eating, and then build in a little bit of business time every day, i.e. you're doing a unit per day, which is probably about half an hour, some units a little bit longer, you are starting to already habit stack those habits that you will need to have to, execute your coach business alongside a full-time job, okay? This business, I want to reassure you, is built to be made alongside a full-time job. We've got Sarah on the call here. She's a full-time financial advisor. She has 2 children under 3. She literally works, I think, 12-hour days, and she nails her coach business. And that's because she is super intentional. It doesn't take her all day. She's worked out what she needs to do, and she does it. And you guys will be there too. Like, Sarah's only 3 months in, and she's absolutely flying. And then advise me or Sarah or whoever your coach is when you have completed unit 3. That really is to keep you accountable, to keep you on that course. And the reason why we're getting you to do that is not to overwhelm you, but momentum builds momentum, okay? If we start to slow down, we're never going to reach the end, okay? So you really need to go all in on this, commit to it, find that time. It is there, I promise you. You might need to get out of bed an hour earlier, but guess what? I bet you're going to feel amazing for it. First time you get up an hour earlier, it won't, but it will once you feel and see how productive you can be in an hour of your day when you would have just been sleeping away, okay? And then let your coach know once you've completed unit 3. We'll then know where you are, and you've earned that call. You've earned another call with your coach because you've shown that actually I can be self-disciplined enough to reach the end of unit 3 by the end of, I would say by the end of week 1. Ideally, you'll be at unit 4 or 5 by the end of the week 1, but I fully appreciate we are in a pandemic, we are in a lockdown, we have all sorts of you doing all sorts of different jobs and having very stressful situations with homeschooling. So please don't beat yourself up if you're not quite able to keep pace. But just that's really the reason why we do that. Share a card, okay? And this is shared in the Beachbody Champions page. This is really how we get people enrolled, because sometimes I have people on here and they're so quick off the mark. They share it with their friends or family and someone says, yeah, I want to do it with you. And then they go, Izzy, how do I enroll someone? Okay. So really the only thing that you're ever going to enroll somebody with is a challenge pack. And the reason for that is the challenge pack is what you enrolled with. So again, you know exactly what they're getting, but also because we cannot possibly help people with the full solution unless they're enrolling with that, okay? Because you're getting the workouts, which let's face it, is 20% of the total solution. 80% of it is nutrition. They're getting that ultimate portion fix nutrition program, and they're getting the superfood as well as your group that you will be inviting them into. You will be creating your own group by the end of this week. Okay, don't be overwhelmed. It's super easy. But that, just for ease of clarity, always a challenge pack, because that's the total solution. It's what you enrolled with, and it's the best way we can help them. I'll tell you now, I have enrolled people in the past who've just said, you know what, Izzy, I just want to do the on demand. I want to do the workouts. 95% of those people I can never, ever help, because they're just doing workouts. It's 20% of it. They don't have the energy to push through. They don't have the nutrition course to keep them on track, and they fall off because they don't have the motivation. Generally, they're not eating right. Okay. That superfood is going to give them so much energy to push through. Okay. So setting up your challenge group or bootcamp, and again, this is covered very early on in the units in the Beachbody Champions page. So a lot of you, I'm hoping, have already sort of learned about that. But the amazing new function that actually launched only in May last year. So I've been a coach obviously for nearly 3 years. Before that, we just had to do our groups on Facebook. And I just want to clarify something for you guys. You will have seen, a lot of you, that I have a Facebook group for my challenge group and a bod group. Now, the reason for that is that I have a very established team and client base. And a lot of my clients, you know, when I get them to vote and say, what do you want? Some say Facebook, some say I want to use the bod group, and some say they want to use both. So everything that I do personally, I replicate in 2 groups. Now, for you guys, I don't believe you need to do a Facebook group. It's great to keep it out of Facebook. Anybody that's brand new, they are just going to download that Beachbody On Demand app. You will then send them the link to your group once it's created. And again, if you haven't reached this point in the units training, please don't be overwhelmed. It's super simple. It will even help you set up your group according to the workout program you want to do. It can schedule out the post for you, which is amazing. You're just going to create a bod group, and that's where you're going to have your little accountability group. Okay. You're going to use Canva, is my advice for your visuals. A lot of you may well not have heard of it. I definitely hadn't as a new coach. And I'll be honest, it is not my forte. Visuals are not my forte. I didn't enjoy doing them. But once I put my brand on it, I actually felt like, do you know what? I can do this. I'm starting my own little group for my own people. And that, guys, is the key to your success. Because if we lean on our coach for their group, guess what? We're never accountable for taking ownership of that group. And we're never going to be really that motivated to get people into the group, because it's not ours. It's not our responsibility. We've stepped away from that accountability to that group. Okay. So that's why absolutely every single coach here, by the end of the week, needs to have set up a bod group and thought about a start date. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys are just starting your programs, okay? And so what I don't want to do is say you need to start it like next week, because that would just be crazy. A lot of people haven't seen proof of what you're doing. A lot of people might not even know yet what you're doing. But you're actually coming into this New Coach Academy at a great time in the month. We are only on the 6th. The best time to start a group, guess what, is the end or the beginning of the new month. Okay, so think about that. And what you will want to do is make sure that you've got a prep week, okay? And a prep week might sound a little overwhelming. It totally isn't. Once you have done your workout program, you know, by the end of this month, you will have finished the 21-day fix. You're going to go in there, and you might want to write these down, guys. I'm just going to give you topic ideas for the prep week days. One day you want to go in and talk about the platform, okay? The Beachbody On Demand, how to navigate it, how to find the program materials, how to pick a program. The second day, I would go in and talk about Ultimate Portion Fix. Again, please don't worry if you don't know about it yet, because you're brand new as well. But I'm just giving you that guideline now so that you can come back to it for future reference. And I'll do that call on Sunday. The third day, I would do a call about Shakeology, okay? Just about the benefits and how it's making you feel. Again, you guys have just started. You might not have even got it yet in the post. So don't worry or get in a flap about wanting, you know, knowing what to say, because you'll know near at the time, and I'll be there to help you. And then I would just talk about, so I think that's day 5. Yeah, for the 5th day, I would talk about getting their groceries, making sure they're organized at the weekend, making a food list, making sure that they've spoken to those in their family or those people that they live with about, this is what I'm doing. And I really need your commitment to help me stick to the eating. I'm not, it's not like you're putting them on a diet, but I really need you to help me. Okay. And that is a really big part of it. A lot of the time, the reason why people fall off on their nutrition is because they haven't communicated it to the other person in their family or their household. And so therefore they don't realize how important it is, or maybe they don't care because they haven't communicated what it means to them. And then they fall off on the nutrition, which is 80% of where your results are going to come from. And then you're going to start inviting people, okay? And I promise you that when you start inviting people, you are going to start inviting people you know, okay? It is going to, and likely it's going to take you at least 2 months generally to have anybody start a group that you don't know, okay? So guys, when you're doing invites, I just want to really reassure you that if you're inviting people you don't know and you're brand new on this journey and they're just seeing you start and maybe it's 3 weeks down the line and they're still not interested, that is normal. And I really want you to remember this. An invite is a seed sown, okay? An invite is a seed sown. So if somebody says no, that's not because you're rubbish at coaching and you should never have started this anyway. That's just because no is not right now, okay? I get hundreds of no's, okay? It is part of what we do. People will say no. It's easier to say no than maybe later, okay? And I park them for about a month and then I'll ask them again. And a lot of the time people are actually then at that point interested, okay? So maybe think about your path on your journey with me. A lot of you guys I've been having conversations with for a long time, okay? So, but first things first, and this is why you have such an opportunity. You are brand new to this journey, which makes you the most relatable you will ever be, okay? You're starting something new. People can see themselves in you. And the number one mistake I see coaches make is, well, I haven't really done a program yet, and so I don't really want to share what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing yet and I haven't got the results. That is the number one mistake. The best opportunity you ever have as a coach is on day one. Let them in from day one. Let them see your fear. Let them see your concerns. Let them see how you move through your fitness, mindset journey. And I promise you, if you let them in from the beginning, they're going to be watching you going, do you know what? If X can do that, so can I. And that's your family and friends, okay? The reason why I've put here, write a list of 100 names of your friends and family is because your friends and family already trust you, okay? People are going to want to work with people they trust. They know, like, and trust. Well, guess what? Hopefully, I mean, maybe not all of them, but friends and family know, like, and trust you, okay? So you've already got over the biggest hurdle. And again, the number one mistake I have is that, same story here for me as a new coach. You sit down and you go, I've only got about 15 people. I don't know anybody else. That was what I said. That was just because in my head I'd gone, I can't ask that person, won't write that name. She won't be interested. Can't ask that person, won't write that name down. Okay. So I want you really to take the emotion out of this process. Literally write a list of 100 names. If you're on Facebook and I've got a lot of friends on Facebook. That's what I did. I just wrote a list. And actually a lot of it made me really kind of cringe, and you'd be very surprised that actually a lot of my friends that I asked that I thought wouldn't be interested actually were. And we should never ever assume, okay? We should never assume on this journey. That's the biggest lesson I've learned, because somebody that's not interested today may suddenly have something happen to them in a week's time that means that suddenly they're interested in either doing the workouts with you or the coaching. But first things first, you're not going to be inviting into coaching unless you really want to. You're going to be inviting into your challenge group that you create, okay? Because that is the thing that you're showcasing right now. It's the easiest thing to invite into. It's a fundamental part of what we do as coaches, helping motivate, inspire, lead our own little groups, take ownership, use your own, Sarah, I'm going to let Sarah talk in a minute, but she really has, as a coach, I'll tell you why Sarah's seeing success. She is incredibly autonomous. She takes her own ideas and she runs with them. She takes messy action. She falls on her face a bit and she learns from it, and then she just changes what she does. But she doesn't copy me. She takes ideas from what I do and then puts her own stamp on it. And that is the sign of a true leader and somebody that's going to be really successful, because she wants to run this with her own brand on it. It's her baby. And that's very clear to me. And people that have that kind of mindset, do you know what, I'm going to own this. This is my business. This is my brand. This is my baby. And I'm going to really help people in my own personal way. Okay, because of course we've all got different strengths and weaknesses and qualities and things that we like. Your tribe that you invite that ultimately do say they want to join you are going to most likely be quite like you. Okay, so they're going to like your kind of take on things. With that list, you're going to highlight whether or not they would be a good customer or coach. Because if you're writing a list of 100 names, chances are, if they're friends and family, you do have friends that could be good coaches. And if you have friends that you think could be good coaches, don't worry about, oh my goodness, how do I share the coaching with them? You literally say, hey, I think you could be amazing at what I'm doing. My coach recently ran an info session. If I add you, do you want to take a look? That's literally all you're going to say. Okay. You don't need to explain it. In actual fact, when I even invite coaches into my info sessions now, I never give them much info because I want them to see those live videos that show the passion, the enthusiasm, and all of the detail. It really does the job for you. So if you've got friends that might be interested, it's a really easy thing to do. There is an invite script section in the team page under the files section. So just write that down or take a photo of this. Again, once we finish this call, either later on today or tomorrow, I will send you the invites that I am using right now. Sarah may well share what she's using. And guys, again, use this for you. If they're your friends or family, though, probably a script isn't going to work for them, right? You might just have a phone conversation with them. You might be doing a Zoom call, you know, giving them an invite script is probably going to be a bit weird. But it might be it's friends of friends who you thought might really love doing the boot camp, and you do send them the invite. But what you'll find is that the script, i.e. what I use that works for me, it isn't a script, it's actually my invite and it's personalized and I like it. It's probably not going to be your bag. You're probably going to need to tweak and change it. Okay, so I want you to know that just because it works for me, that invite, it is a case of individually finding one that works for you. Okay, Sarah, do you want to add anything there?
So I guess the only thing I'll just echo from a new coach perspective, as Izzy said, I've kind of like, I'm relatively new into the journey, is to kind of put any preconceptions you have to one side about this kind of business being something that is icky in terms of, you know, the success that I've seen early on is simply by literally throwing myself at my own journey. And that's where Izzy talks about kind of like, you know, being all in with your fitness and your nutrition. I almost, to a degree, although I am inviting, and it happens naturally, because if you throw yourself at it, people naturally are attracted to what you're doing and they actually inquire. And you'd be surprised by the number of inquiries that you get, if you like, that allow you to start the conversation and then trigger an invite to say, would you like to come and do it too? So you will get to a point where you are actively going out and proactively asking people. But to begin with, at this stage, in these first few months, it is all about you. You know, it's all about you and all about what you're doing and what you're going to share. And that's basically how I did it to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why you'll hear me say this in team calls when you're further down the track and you've been a coach for a while. Are you doing you first? Are you loving and pouring into your own journey first? And that's the joy and beauty of it. If you're loving and pouring into your own journey first and you're getting amazing results, people can feel that energy and that electricity. They can feel it. It's, you know, you might think I'm weird, but it's true. People can feel it, and they, as Sarah's just said, they will reach out. They will reach out because they can feel and see that enjoyment. So Sarah said, yeah, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just be as organic as you can. And ultimately, this shouldn't be about, I have to do this and I have to do that, and it feels really uncomfortable. Yeah, well, some of it will feel uncomfortable, but if you're organically and genuinely loving the journey, yeah, it might scare you a bit, but you'll want to share it, and you should want to, as you move down that track and path. So sharing in your social media, just to I know the Beachbody Champions page covers this, but I don't think it gives you like a real like breakdown of how to, you know, what kind of parameters should you be hitting. And this just makes it cut and dry, and you might want to take a photo, okay, just to kind of really get you through these first few weeks as a new coach. You are going to do one post every day. Okay. And the reason that it's important to do a post every day is that I really want you from this day forward to think about your social media as a shop front. Okay. If you haven't done a post on your grid, your doors are closed for business. You haven't opened. It's a holiday. You haven't opened. Okay. And right now, as new coaches, you are building trust. And think of every single little bit of content that you post as building that trust in a little bucket. Okay. If you can be accountable to yourself with posting every day as well, you're going to be that much more accountable to your journey. You're going to create that habit, and it's going to sediment itself, which makes the whole fitness and nutrition journey a lot easier, because it just becomes part of what you have to do that post. Now, the biggest kind of danger and trend that I see, and again, it's hard for you guys as new coaches because perhaps you haven't done many posts, is we post about fitness every single post. And I want to tell you guys from the outset, the more that we can be unique, and the more that we can be true to who we are, and the more that we can just think about, who am I? Okay, I'm Izzy. I love fitness. I also love gin. I'm a mum who loves fashion. And I love to go on walks with my dogs. Okay. And don't just love fitness. My page is not just about fitness. I'm really into mindset, into inspiration, into mentoring as well. Yes, as a result of my coach journey, you'll see me post about that a lot because it's something I genuinely love and I'm really passionate about. I want you to think about and get a sort of avatar, okay? And by avatar, what I mean is get a mind map, draw a circle in the middle and put your name. You might want to do this now and then finish it later, and just draw about 10 legs, okay? And just really think about what makes you you. What makes you unique to another coach on this call? Why are you different? What are your interests? Maybe you love reading. Maybe you love, who knows, butterfly watching. It could be. But you will attract your tribe based on the interests that you have. And actually, the more niche those are, the more you're going to find your people. So I really want you to think about, yes, fitness needs to be one of, and we're going to boil it down to 5. So you can draw 10 legs and then pick 5. One of them needs to be fitness. Obviously, we're fitness coaches. So one of them does need to be fitness. Sarah posts a lot about her horses. She's massive into that, horse riding, that life, and everything else, her children. She's a career mum right now. She works full time. So she's got very much her own brand. And if you look at mine and Sarah's pages, they're both completely different. Okay. So try not to look at other coaches in this group and go, oh, they posted that, so I'll do the same. Yeah, maybe if they've done a fitness post and it's a good one that you relate to, that's great. The other thing that I'd like you to do after this call is just share your Instagram handle in our little messenger so that you can all follow each other, because that's really not to copy each other, but it's to support one another. Yeah, when you post, you can maybe just say, just post it, can you go and support, because it's scary for you guys and it's new. I'm going to also share a post schedule, so a little example sort of the days Monday to Sunday of some posts you could post about, like Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, those sorts of things, so you've got ideas. Because I think the biggest struggle for me, and I'm sure Sarah felt the same when she was new, is coming up with like, what should I post today? If you haven't done that, it's not been something you've done, then coming up with inspiration for posts it's going to take you time. Okay, so if you've got a little like format, some girls like to just plan out on a Sunday and they know what they're doing Monday to Sunday. And I would really think about when you're out and about, which if we're in lockdown, we're not really going to be out and about in many places apart from going for a walk. But when you're doing that, just again, getting your other half or whoever you're with, can you just take a couple of photos for me and just start to build a bank of photos? The posts that I do are rarely from a photo I've taken on that day, because I'm constantly building up a bank of photos. And of course, my bank's quite large. I've been doing it for a long time. And you might look at my grid and see, oh, that photo was probably taken on the same day as that photo. That's what I tend to do, because then I've just got photos to pull from when I'm doing my posts. So just start to kind of try to think about that. And again, it will come organically over the passage of time. So don't put loads of pressure on yourself on that. So 10 minimum stories daily. I want you to maybe take a photo of this and just say to yourself every day, have I done 10 stories? Okay. Really important. Stories is where it's at in Instagram. Yes, posting, but also people can see live where you are day to day. They can follow your journey much more in a kind of reality, real vein than they can in post. Like, the post is the place to get the good photo, the high quality photo, because let's face it, if your photo pops, it's going to be seen on the search pages. If it just blends with all the others, I'm afraid if the caption's really good, it's still going to blend in. So just think about that. It doesn't need to be perfect in your grid, but do think about getting, you know, photos that are, they pop, okay? Because you're going to get more engagement. More engagement means more conversations, okay? More people that have connected with what you've had to say, but they won't connect with what you've had to say if the photo doesn't pop. And again, don't expect it to be amazing tomorrow. It won't be. My Instagram is an ever, you know, evolving journey. It won't ever end. I've improved so much, but it didn't happen overnight, okay? And actually that's quite beautiful to look back at and go, oh wow, you know, and see how much you've grown when you do kind of grow as a coach. So 10 minimum stories a day, 3 workout clips, okay? So 3 of those 10 have already been taken up by workout clips. 1 nutrition. So honestly, at the moment, I'm so run off my feet homeschooling my son and just trying to, like, you know, get meals for everyone really quickly, that it's usually my breakfast. That's the quickest and easiest time of my day to take a photo of what I'm eating. It's really just to show people you're being proof of what you do works, right? Like, you're following the Ultimate Portion Fix, that you're doing healthy eating, but that it's not starvation. That, you know, a lot of the time I'll post like my wholemeal toast and my poached eggs and my avocado and my coriander, because it just shows that it's balanced, right? And it's a good start to the day. I love to share my breakfast, but again, if you've got a really great supper, you're someone that's really into nutrition, this is going to come really naturally to you. I don't love cooking, so you're never going to see anything that elaborate on my page. And if you do and it's healthy, it's because my husband's made it. Okay. So then what you're going to do is, as I said, after you've worked out, ideally, or it could be later on in the day if it doesn't work, like maybe you've got kids that are sleeping after you've worked out and you don't want them to hear your voice, it's probably not going to be a great time. So it might be that you need to do 2 stories later on with your face to camera, but I really want you guys to crack this one if you haven't already. 2 stories every day, just talking to the camera. Now, the reason for that is not because you're vain, it's not because you want to be like a presenter on TV, it's because the closest eventuality that you can get to a flesh-to-flesh connection through social media, through anything online, is video content. If you think about any influencer or anybody's page that you like, or anyone on Instagram that you resonate with and you're like, I just really like her, it's probably because you see them talking on video. You've built a connection through seeing their personality on video. It's going to take you a lot longer to build trust if you aren't willing to get on that camera, because people can't really understand or see who you are. So I love that, because it is just about building connection. It's not about blowing your own trumpet. It's about building connection with people that are going to connect with you. Your life in general. Okay, so you've got 3 workout clips, then you've got 1 nutrition, you've got a couple of you talking about what you're doing. Your life in general, again, a couple of stories. As I said, at the moment, there's probably not a lot that's going on, but it could just be, you know, I spoke to camera earlier about the struggles of juggling homeschool and everything else that we've got going on. I've shared Arthur eating his cornflakes on my brand new sofa. You know, I've shared him in a box that's been delivered. I share him out on walks. Because I want people to connect with me. I don't just want them to see me as some coach that they don't have anything in common with, right? I like the country. I have 2 dogs. You'll see me share that throughout the day. So just literally 2. And that doesn't need to be a video story. It could just be like a boomerang of you watching Netflix in the evening. I mean, a lot of us are doing that at the moment in the evening with lockdown, whatever it might be. You might be someone that loves Harry Potter, you know, and again, there you go. You found your tribe. And share your superfood, okay? You don't need to chat about it in any great length. You just need to share a little bit about it. Maybe how it's making you feel, which again, you won't know for a little while because you're brand new to it. And it is going to take a while to feel that shift. Hit Success Club. Okay, this is literally, as Sarah said, keep it simple, focus on your own journey, share it, write that list of names of people you know, ask them if they want to join you or want to learn more about it. If they say no, don't worry. Probably 95% of those people are going to say no. I'll be surprised if they don't. What's going to happen is they're going to start watching you. So the sooner you sow that seed, the sooner they're going to go, oh, what's she doing? I'm going to go and watch her stories. Okay. So you actually got them in because you've invited them. They said no, but the hook's in and they're watching. Okay. They're watching from the beginning. They want to see how it's going to go. The pressure's on, right? That's what I love about this. You've invited them. So now you better blimmin' well get the results and actually show that it works and do what you said you would, because now you need to be accountable to those people you've invited. And that's kind of, you know, carrot and stick, that kind of thing. But it really, really helps knowing those people are watching you and they want to see whether or not it's going to work for you, right? And those people, that's why that list of 100 is so fundamental. And I know you're probably thinking, that Izzy woman is off her rocker, 100 names. Like, I don't know 100 people I could ask. You will write 100 names. And the reason why I'll write 100 names is that I can almost promise you that if you write 100 names and you invite them early on, you will get 3 people in your first month to join you. You will, I promise you, because there is no way that if you are sticking to the program, you are getting the results, you are loving it, out of those 100 people, that 3 people won't want to join you at the end of the month. They just will, particularly now. And that's Success Club. 3 people with a challenge pack, which is what I just discussed, is Success Club. And it's actually less than 1 person a week. Okay. So it's honestly, as long as you are asking your warm market, which again, I know can feel really uncomfortable, you will hit Success Club. And if you hit Success Club is helping 3 people with a challenge pack in a month. If you hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months, you are a success starter, which means not only do you get your ticket to our annual summit event it's in St. Louis this year, which is going to be amazing. And I'm really, like, the corporate team, I've been talking to them, are really like confident it will happen because it's July and the vaccine should be out and done by then. You will get your ticket to that event for free. And it is a global event with over 20,000 coaches. We work out in the streets of that city. They close down about 5 blocks. And that feeling of uniting with women from all over the globe who are as into fitness, health and mindset as you are, literally made me cry. Okay. It is the most incredible event I think I've ever been to in my life. It's just loads of uplifting, fun, enthusiastic women that love fitness. I mean, if you're into that, then you're going to love it. So that's why you want to do it. For me, I was like, I'm doing that. I don't care about anything else. I don't care if it's messy. I don't care if that invite is really icky. I don't care if somebody didn't like that invite. I am going to help 3 people in my first 3 months every month. Okay. To be a success starter when I started, you had to do it in 3 months. And I was going to do it. It was a decision. It was a mindset thing. I'm doing it. It wasn't, I'll do my best, I hope I do it. It was, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. And for you guys now, if you're a success starter as well, not only do you get that, you get access into a test group for a brand new program before it has even launched. So imagine 9-week Control Freak. You're seeing some of us doing that now. Doing that program as the cast film, giving your feedback. I've been a part of one of those for Morning Meltdown, actually, the MM100 program. And it was just one of the most incredible experiences. Jericho, the trainer from that program, now knows me. I saw her in LA in February. She ran over to me, gave me a hug and gave me donuts. Like, it was just the most amazing experience. And that, guys, from a business perspective, will literally drive you then through the first 9 months for you as a coach. Because guess what? If you're doing a program, no one knows what it is, and you're posting little snippets and people don't know what it is, that builds the most incredible momentum and FOMO. And it's going to really just be so fun for you guys. So that's why, for me, I'm not doing my job as your coach if I'm not telling you, you need to make this a non-negotiable, okay, in your first 6 months. Because the statistics, actually, in terms of coaches that then go on to see real success, tell us that those coaches that are really successful are those coaches that hit Success Club in their first 6 months. Okay. So success starters. And we have, like, just to kind of give you confidence, we have really good traction with that as a team. And that's because the training is good. Okay. I'm here for you. Sarah's here for you. I will help you in whatever way I can. All I'm asking you is to be your own leader. Don't be afraid to get it wrong. Take messy action. Please don't try to be perfect, because it's not going to be perfect anyway. So week 1 to complete, and this is really why we're here. Complete week 1 of your 21-day fix program. We have some girls who are doing 9-week control freak. That's completely fine. Of course, you're where you are with that one. Your coming out post for day 1. Again, a lot of you can already tick that off and say, I've done it. If you haven't done it, and maybe you're scared and you don't know what to write, or and it's a bit, just message me. Like, I'm more than happy to like help review what you've written. We're all going to support one another. And what I would really love you guys to do, as I say to the team, as I say in our groups, the more you lean into this group, the more you lean into this little pod, and the more that you support one another, I can promise you the more you're going to get out. It creates the most incredible bond. And as you grow and you build through this business, some of these coaches in here are going to become really good friends of yours. And that's amazing, because you're all in it together. Unit 5, ideally by the end of this week on Sunday, I want you to have completed Unit 5. Okay. Again, as I said, I don't want people getting upset if they're really stressed with work and they're homeschooling and it's just not possible. That's not what we're here for. This is meant to be an enjoyable process, but I do want to push you guys. I do want to get you guys to stretch yourselves out of your comfort zone. Okay. Because it is amazing what you can do with the time you have in your day. And a lot of us don't realize that until we start. 7 days of personal development, okay? 15 minutes every day. Doesn't matter when you do it. I love to do it in the morning. Most of us do it in the morning before my son's up. Otherwise, I'd never get it done. Set up a challenge group, okay? You don't need to start running it, but you just need to have that group set up with a start date, okay? I would say the end of this month, if not the beginning of February, okay? And your list of 100 names, and you're going to start inviting them. Again, as I said, let me write a reminder to myself. I'm going to send you my invite script afterwards, okay? And I'm going to send you those scheduled post ideas for you to do in your grid. And that, I think, is that. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. Has anyone got any questions, comments, concerns, worries, fears? Please don't be shy. Just share. Like, you can put it in the comments. Oh, you want to chat? Simone wants to chat. Hi. You might need to press unmute there, Simone.
I was just going to say, with the list of names and the inviting, and then linking it to the group, are we sending them a link to the group? So are we going, when you've got our script, or whether we're not doing a script because they're family and friends, but are we sending out an invite that just means inviting you to the theoretical thing, but I haven't actually given the link, and so then is the link after, if you see what I mean?
Invite to the theoretical thing.
Yeah.
So I'll just you might want to write this down. I've got quite a short invite at the moment, and what I tend to find, guys, truth be told, and again, if you're warm market, this won't work. But the shorter the invite, the better. If we waffle on an invite, people already got bored. So at the moment, I am connecting with people and saying, hey, and I always use their name. I wanted to let you know that I'm about to start my January wellness studio, and wondered if I got you some more info if you'd like to take a look. Okay. X, I wanted to let you know that I'm about to start my, and it might be a February one, January wellness studio. You can call it what you want. And that's what I would love you to do. Take ownership, make it your own thing, you know, call it something, you know, whatever you want to call it. Like January wellness studio is pretty beige, but I quite like it. I quite like that kind of feel to it. So that's me. And wondered if I got you some more info if you'd like to take a look. Okay. And wondered if I got you some more info if you'd like to take a look. That concept, okay, just to break that down so that you understand, my invites will always be of the construct, if I do X, would you do Y? It's known as reciprocity, okay? If I send you the details, do you want to take a look? If I got you the video, would you like to see it? If I send you the sample workout, would you like to try it? Because 9 times out of 10, people say, yes, please, okay? I don't know why that is. It's just reciprocity. It's the reason why. And then the second part of that invite, guys, you may have seen in my stories, we just launched the most amazing new program. So I wanted to make sure I extended the invite. Now for you, well, it is a new program to you. You could just put, you may have seen in my stories that I've started a new program. So I wanted to make sure I'd extended the invite. Okay. So just, again, like, I always use roughly the same construct, but I'm always tweaking it and changing it for what my thing's called, or if we've got a new program. And you'll get better at this. Like, this is, just remember, this is me, like, almost 3 years down the track, and that's why I'll help you guys with your invites. But it's good to give it a crack yourself. And then I just sign it off. So yeah, with your warm market, you're probably just going to reach out and say something like, hey, you know, long time no chat. I've just started doing the most incredible new programs. And I'm about to set up my February wellness studio. If I sent you some info, do you want to take a look?
So, sorry, would you recommend we put that also in our stories as well then? Or just in the invite?
No, just in the invite. You can talk about it in your stories. You can talk about it and say, I'm going to be setting up a group, so watch this space. You could even just do that this week. Like, I will be setting up a group, so just keep your eyes peeled for what's more to come. And that actually builds FOMO, because people are like, well, what's she going to do? I'll have to keep watching. You know, that's probably quite a good thing to do. But I wouldn't say that in your stories. No, what you want to think about is that anything, and it's just kind of an analogy, anything in the stories. So think about a circle, okay? So you've got the semicircle at the top, which is what's visible. And then you've got the line, okay? And that's what's invisible, behind the scenes, okay? So that's the messaging on the surface, yeah, is your posts and your stories. You want to ensure always, no matter if you move to inviting coaches, that whatever you are talking to them about in the, you know, the semicircle at the bottom, i.e. the non-visible, they can get an inkling of what you're doing from the visible. Does that make sense? The biggest error we make as new coaches, and it's to be expected because it's scary, is we invite people and we haven't really been talking about it or showcasing what it is at all. And so people are like, no thanks, because they don't know what it is we're doing. So what you're going to do when you create your boot camp, and actually I missed out a chunk there, I'm so sorry, in Canva, is you're going to create some visuals for your bootcamp. You will have seen me share mine, like January Wellness Studio. And again, I'll share those in the group after the call. But please don't feel like you need to do this tonight. This is something that I'm going to chat to you guys once you've completed Unit 3 on a one-on-one call. I will chat you through. This is how you're going to do the call to action visuals. Let me send mine through, because I don't want to have this call and bombard you with all of the stuff before you've even got started on your training, because it's going to feel like too much. Does that make sense, Simone? Oh, she's on mute. Yeah, okay. Is that good?
Yes, I thought I would unmute because my children are still up.
Oh,
so
no, yeah, I've just heard Arthur in the other room. Okay.
Can I just ask another you said there were no really questions.
Yeah, just go for it.
I've been on Instagram and Facebook forever. And a while ago, and probably even last year, they changed the facility for you not to be able to go live on a Facebook story. I think, as in, I think I see you do it quite a lot, and I can't find how, do you know, because like on Instagram, I go live and then I save it to my grid as a IGTV, because I do like a workout, save it over there so it's there, but you can save it other things. Can I save them to store?
Got a little trick for you. I have linked my Instagram account to my personal Facebook account. And when you do that in the stories, once you've clicked it once, there's like an F and it says share to Facebook. So I'm not uploading both. Yeah. It's just automatically loading.
Because I think because I talk to people, like my warm market is my general Facebook, and I have a business account that as in a business Facebook, but I don't really post from there. And I think my Instagram is linked to my business because my name. So
do you have a business Instagram page?
Yes.
Right. I have a creator account, and I switched over, and I learned this the hard. It was such, you know what, it's a real dilemma for me. This is an aside. I used to do a lot of promoted posts in Instagram, and you can only do promoted posts in Instagram. I think this is my son. If you have, can you, Arthur, go downstairs please and get Daddy? I'm on a call. Okay. If you have a business account, okay, so the dilemma I had was, and I learned this, like I didn't even know, I don't think it's even really taught. If you have a business account in Instagram, as you're seeing, it feeds to your business Facebook page. And I'm exactly the same. I have not built my Facebook through a business account at all, because I never intended to build this business through Facebook ever. It's just not really what I do. I don't connect with people on Facebook, but I'll see who watches my stories on Facebook. So because I stopped promoting for a while anyway, I switched to creator account on Instagram because I wanted to see what the engagement is like now. I think it's nominal. I think it's slightly better on creator account. I'm not really sure it makes a difference, to be honest. But I learned that I could then link my personal Facebook page. So then I didn't, because it was taking me ages every day. I was like, 30 stories up to Facebook. It was just a pain, a massive pain.
What I'm thinking is like, I'd be duplicating and be there all day.
Really, I mean, you can if you want. It doesn't take a great deal of time. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
And then really all I use my Facebook for connecting people with is just to see who's watched my stories. I don't build in Facebook. I don't go out into my Facebook friends list and send loads of invites. That being said, for your warm list of 100, I suggest that's probably where you start, because Facebook is likely where you've got all your friends.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No worries. Sarah, did you want to add anything?
No, I think I'm pretty good. We've covered most things.
Yeah.
I think just to extend the invite, which is, there are no stupid questions. Izzy does this, regularly with the academy group that we have coming through each month. And I know when I was sat in your chair only a few months ago, just how overwhelming these first calls can be. But when Izzy talks about messy action, you're just going to have to literally get on the crest of a wave now, because you've taken a decision to build a business and to create something for yourself that you're going to be so hugely proud of over the next year. And it's a case of just having faith in the people who have gone before you. So I look at Iz, and she's done really, really well out of this over the last 2 or 3 years. So I have a trust and faith that what she says works. So there are going to be times when things happen and you get certain bits of information over these calls, or it all gets a bit much. It's all a bit noisy. The training is all, and it's going really fast. And you just have to have faith that the people before you have done really well, and they have. So grab it, ride that wave, enjoy it, make the most of it, and it's going to be pretty amazing over the next 6 months.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. And I think what Sarah said is, it's such an exciting time for this team. I'm almost 3 years in, and I genuinely, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way at all, I'm very confident in what we need to do to see success, i.e. what I need to train you guys on to see success. And I've seen it time and time again, and I've tweaked it, and it works. It absolutely works. And I wouldn't be sitting here training you and telling you it works if it didn't, obviously. So just lean in. And as Sarah said, I can remember this time, and I can remember being like, and they were like, oh, it's just this and it's just that. And you look at the training and you're like, whoa, it's like I've got to learn a whole social media degree. This is completely overwhelming. I mean, I literally had like 50, 100 followers, I think. But as Sarah said, I just took messy action. Geez, it was a mess. And I worked it out, and now it feels amazing. And I often think, what if I'd have just gone, this is too hard, and quit? I mean, it makes me feel sick. I wouldn't be sitting where I am, having built my business so that I genuinely never have to work for anybody else ever again. And the legacy that I'm building for my family and continue to build, and the life I'm already providing for them, as a result of just trusting myself. And that's why the personal development, guys, is so important. Because that mindset is going to carry you through all of this.
I'm sorry, it's me again.
Yeah.
I just had a question to do with Instagram. Do you have any hashtags that you use and are amazing? And that we should
really good question.
And wondered whether I should steal it.
Yeah, so really good question. Something I should have covered when I said that post in the hashtags. It's usually the point that I talk about the hashtags and I'd forgotten. So thank you. The hashtags are really important, that they're relevant to you and your tribe. So by all means, go into my posts and use ones that you resonate with, but please don't just copy all of them unless they're all you. Which they might be, but try to find, number one, don't ever use the same hashtag set over and over again, because they think you're a robot and they will shadow ban you and things. So really think about who's my person. So I'm a mummy boss, I'm a boy mum, I'm a career mum, I'm all about female empowerment, I am a corporate girl, I'm a property girl, you know, I'm many different things in that respect. And I'm really am for that empowerment, motivation, like, you know, I'm that goal getter, right? So I use a lot of those hashtags. But again, that might not be your thing. I mean, it probably isn't a lot of people's things, but it's fine. So just think about who you are, like, and again, like if I post with my dogs, I'll put like Labradoodles of Instagram. She's a Labradoodle. But just think about who you are and what your interests are. Okay, so I'm a fitness mum, postpartum fitness. You know, if I do a transformation, postpartum fitness, postpartum journey, that's where my journey started. The more unique the hashtag, you don't want it to be so unique that it's got, like, when you look at the hashtags, guys, there'll be like how many posts there are for it. If there's only like 100 or 1,000, you're probably not going to get many people engaging. You want to be between the sort of 100,000 to 900,000. No worries, Lauren, I'm about to finish anyway. It's gone on a bit. Yeah, no worries. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, there's no simple answer, but just go and think about what kind of hashtags you look at, what kind of pages you look at, you know, what kind of, that's where you're going to find what your hashtags are. But again, for inspiration ideas, definitely look at mine, look at Sarah's. Yeah. Oh, you've got a question. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not it's more a point for the hashtags as well. I would stay away from like 0.1 ones as well, because you would just get lost.
Yeah.
Posts get lost in all the posts that are going out.
Yeah. Particularly if you've got newer accounts. Yeah. Yeah, really good point. Thank you. That's a really good point. And as if you have a newer account, as you build, it's really important that you choose the ones that haven't got those. But like, I will sometimes choose hashtags that are 1 million, but that's because my profile's a bit bigger now. I never did that in the beginning. So yeah, really good point. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Is there any other questions or comments or concerns or?
Sorry, you know, when you said about the first 3 of the 6 months in success, so is that like 3 for every month?
Yes. 9 people.
9 people. Okay.
Just take it month by month, step by step. I never thought of it as 9 people. I was just like 3 people each month, 3 people each month. Yeah, just try not to, with this journey, try not to look at the mountain, i.e. try not to look at me and go, oh, I'm never going to get there. Try and look at, okay, 3 people this month, 3 people next month, get my own results. That's it. Follow my training.
Sure.
Because if you cloud yourself with all this, you'll just completely overwhelm yourself. Any other? Seving, did you have a question?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. Did you have a question? Oh no, she didn't. Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop recording.